right, party people. Welcome once again to the Party of One podcast, where the gaming table is always set for two. I am your host, as always, Jeff Stormer. Party of One, if you're not aware, thank you. Party of One, if you're not aware, is a podcast in which every week I sit down one-on-one with some of my favorite people to play some of my favorite tabletop role-playing games. This week I'm joined by David Steele. David, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, sir.
So real quick, at the top of the show, we always like to throw it over to our guests to talk about all the cool things you've got going on. And in fact, you've got a cool thing going on today at 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken.
Actually, 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Oh, you are on right after us.
Yeah, I think we have, this is what, 12 now?
Oh, yeah, it's 12 o'clock.
12
That's
to 1,
right.
so there's one more show. I get a little break.
Timing is weird.
It's weird. It's one of those time stamps. But yeah, we're doing, and we're here, the Steel Empire is here recording today for the Philadelphia Pod Fest.
Which, thank you for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. And my group, Magic and Steel, will be on at 2 o'clock.
Awesome. So tell me about Magic and Steel for the listeners at home.
Sure. It's a quest for Magic and Steel, and it's a D&D podcast. Basically, we play the role-playing game of D&D as a family. So it's family-friendly. No cussing or swearing. Sometimes we might slip. We'll actually cut those out. So our goal is to make it family-friendly for the audience. And basically, it started with my kids playing it. My kids are in their 20s. My youngest is actually 16. So they played Dungeons & Dragons. I said, hey, I like acting like a goofball. I'd like to play. So then we started doing it, and I love podcasts. So then one rolled into the other, and I said, let's put on a show.
That story sounds real familiar.
Is that right?
Honest. It sounds real familiar.
Is that how it happened for you?
I mean, I like podcasts, and I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons since I was like 8. So it was just sort of like, all right, let's do it.
Natural progression. Awesome.
So this week, we are playing Showdown by Seth Ben Ezra. It is a game about, it's sort of a game about like self-delusion and the stories that we tell ourselves and the ways in which we think that we're the hero in our story. And
I'm
what
self-deluded.
happens.
Yeah,
It'll be great. We're two of a kind. We're two of a kind here. But more importantly, it is a game about two people in a fight to the death.
Ow.
Our rivalry has come to a point, has come to blows, and only one of us, maybe neither of us, is walking away alive. Now, the cool thing about Showdown is it is a game about two people fighting to the death, but it doesn't have any like setting or genre or anything like that. You can play it just as easily with mech pilots, jet fighters, Jedi, an Old West shootout, whatever you like. So the first thing I want to ask you, and I want to ask the audience, what genre do we want to do? Does anybody have any preferences?
Oh.
Comedy. Comedy's good. It'll probably be some comedy.
I like space. I haven't done space.
Space is good.
I'd like to do a space fight.
Space is good. Let's do a space theme.
Can I be Luke?
We can be Jedi.
Okay.
We can just straight up do the Star War. I'm a fan of a Star War. I'll Star War once in a while. All right. So we're going to do Star Wars. We are both Jedi Knights. It's good. We got them sound effects going. This is good. One of us is going to be probably closer to a Sith Lord, but we don't know which yet, because now we make our characters. So the way character creation works is we lay out our name and our signature weapon. I'm going to guess the signature weapon for both of us is a lightsaber on account of now we can both make lightsaber noises. You come up with sort of a name and a few details, just something big so that we both kind of have an idea. I'm thinking my character's name is going to be... What's a good Star Wars name? Lynn Tharbo is a good Star Wars name. Link. I'm going to go Link Tharbo. Link Tharbo is a good one. And I'm definitely... I think I'm going to go with... What? I'm going to be a Duros. You know, Duros are cool. You know, the blue guys, big orange eyes. I'm a big fan of the Duros.
Duros.
Yeah, I'm a Duros Jedi. So I got blue skin, big orange eyes. I think I'm wearing like I'm definitely wearing like an X-Wing pilot outfit. And I've got the lightsaber. I've got a blaster. I'm sort of doing the whole like starfighter, star killer thing.
What are the Darth Maul? What was he? A Zabrak?
He's a Zabrak. Yeah.
Zabrak. I'm going to be a Zabrak. I'm going to be a little gray colored, not red.
Right, sure.
Ash gray with one giant protruding horn
cool.
in front.
That's very cool.
Kind of like a
that.
rhino.
Yeah.
A couple little ones on the side. Give it some flavor. I have a long black, like a old Western coat, long jacket down to my feet. And I'm not carrying any guns. I just have 2 lightsabers.
Two
one
lightsabers.
for backup.
All right.
One for backup.
Yeah, great, cool. If you got a big rhino horn, I feel like your name should be something like Rhynak, because it's got to be Star Wars. It's got to be a little hacky.
Ooh, I like
Right?
it. That'll be my last name, Rhynak.
Rhynak is a good last name.
Rhynak. Zen Rhynak.
Zen Rhynak is really
Zen
good.
Rhynak.
That's really good.
What you looking at?
All right. So we've got our characters, we've got our visuals set in mind. Now we're going to come up with 4 qualities. The important thing to note is that at the start of the game, we are both the heroes in our own story. We are both we're both the hero. Slowly as the game goes, we're going to unearth the fact that one of us is not as heroic as we think. So quality should be something that can be changed or perverted, and it should be something that you would say about yourself. The template on the character sheet says, I think I am. So I think I am the fastest pilot in the galaxy. And then that might not be the case as we play the game. The fastest pilot in space.
And we're telling each other?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm the quickest draw of my lightsaber.
Oh, that's real good. I think I am a whiz with machines. I think I can pretty much fix anything that beeps. Because that's a Durosi thing. They're all like engineers and...
I think I can spit the farthest.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Ding.
And I think I am carrying on the Jedi legacy. I feel like I'm doing right by people. Carrying on the legacy.
My character is a protector of puppies and little children.
Okay, that's great. Oh, that's real good, because I'm targeting that one right off the bat. I'm going to tell you that. And I think my last one is... I never step down from a fight. Because I think that's going to be a good one to corrupt later. Never step down. Always answer a challenge. Cool. So now we've got our characters set up. We are ready to go. The first thing that we're going to do, in front of you, you have a hand of cards. They have a few of them have stances on them, like Dirty Trick or Skillful Attack, but the majority of them just have a set of dice. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to define who has the upper hand now and who had the upper hand in the past. Because the thing is, we're having this fight on 2 different levels. We're having the duel now. We have come to blows. One of us is not walking away. But we also have to tell the story of how we got there and who really is the villain of the story versus who only thinks that they're the hero. So one of us is going to start with the upper hand in the fight. That's the present day. The other is going to start with the flash of insight. For now, they get to decide when we first met and the first time that we butted heads. Get it? Because he's a rhino. So the way this is going to work, you're going to secretly choose one of the 5 dice cards you've got in your hand. You're going to put it down in front of you when you're ready to go. And the high card, the high dice, is going to get the upper hand. The low dice gets the flash of insight. That's going to carry through the whole game so that you get an idea of when we're picking dice, whether we're fighting for the flash of insight or the upper hand. So for now, decide which one you want to go for and try to choose a dice that's either you think is going to be higher than the one I pick or lower, depending on what you're going to fight for. I'm ready.
Ready.
All right. And now show the audience and then say it into the mic. I picked the D4.
Uh-oh. D4.
All right. Then we put our D4s aside and we pick another dice. I'm ready.
Ready.
All right. I've gone to the D12.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Great minds think alike.
All right. I'm ready.
Ready.
I've gone with the D8.
I think that's a 6.
6. Yes, the line is underneath, so it doesn't look like a 9. Originally, I just put them as a 6 and looked at it and went, did I screw up and make a 9? Crap. And then, yeah, but we're good. Okay, so now what happens, and this is important. We take them. We take the 6 and the 8. They're gone.
Oh, my.
We can no longer use our D6-sided or 8-sided dice, respectively. So for you, you can't use your 6-sided dice at all in the game. So we begin with uneven pools of dice. Now, I had the high result, so I get the upper hand, so I get to lay out where we're fighting. Where we're fighting is, you know where it is? This is going to be cool. We're fighting on like a Star Destroyer that is falling apart. Like it is blowing up around us. It is like, and so we're fighting, but one of us still has to get to the escape pod, right? Like the thing is almost gone. And I think we're in like one of those big Star Wars tunnels, you know, the big Star Wars hallways where it's chrome on the side and it's a lot of diagonal angles. Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah, right. A lot of blast doors are kind of in the process of sealing. There's wiring hanging and there's all sorts of panels are exploding. Yes, you got it. I think that's exactly what it is, right? And then there's like a lot of just chunks of ruined wall and things falling down, so there's a lot of stuff to force throw. It's going to be cool. And I'm also at an advantage because, how am I at an advantage? Something has fallen on you.
Because you're telling the story.
Yep. I get to dictate the upper hand. Something has fallen on you, and your leg is trapped. So at least right now, you're trapped under like a metal beam.
Ouch.
Now, you have the flash of insight. So let me ask you, when did Zen Reinach and Linked Tharbo meet? How long ago did our feud start, and when was the first time that we butted heads?
Just when we got on this ship,
Okay.
we butted heads.
Okay.
You gave me a dirty look.
Yeah, I like that. So I'd like to add the detail, if it's okay. You have the flash of insight, you can shoot it down. I think this is after Return of the Jedi, and this is a reclaimed Star Destroyer that the Republic took. So it's been a few weeks. Like, we've been on this almost maybe as a training vessel, or perhaps like a military station.
Good, I like it.
I like the first time that we meet, I threw you a dirty look.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So I've got a sequence of play that
And you showed me your lightsaber.
Yep, I definitely.
You just showed me at your hip.
I've got it very prominently displayed because I might be a little bit of a show off. We'll see how that plays out.
Trying to intimidate.
Okay. So, we begin in the present day. We each dictate our proposed action. So for this, I'm looking to, in the present day, what I want to do. This is not necessarily what happens. This is just what we want to happen, because we're going to roll the dice to see what happens. I think I'm trying to, I think I've pinned your leg down with this beam that I force threw at you, and I'm trying to throw something else to catch you in the head and, knock you prone. So I'm just throwing things at you. So let me ask you, present day, your leg is pinned under a steel beam, or a plasma steel beam, or some sci-fi nonsense term. What are you trying to do? What's your move right now?
My next move is to break that light fixture with my awesome force powers and hit you in the head with it to take you out.
Good. That's fantastic. Yeah. Okay. Now, we flash back to the past. About 3 weeks ago. Do they have weeks in Star Wars? It doesn't matter. We flash back. We're on the Star Destroyer. You've seen me. I've thrown you a dirty look. What do you do? What is your action in the past in response to that? What do you want out of this moment in the past? Because we're both trying to further our agendas in the past that are at odds with one another.
All right, so this is right when it happens? I see that. What happens at that moment? All right, at that moment, I see you flash me the look, and then my eyebrows raise, and then I see you lift your jacket a little bit so I can see your lightsaber.
Yep.
Then I know it's on. You're trying to intimidate.
Okay.
So I step up, and I step up forward, get in your face, and say, "Oi, what's your problem, mate?"
All right, yeah.
And then the captain of the ship stands between us.
And I am trying to look as cool as possible. Like, I've flashed you the lightsaber. I am, making an entrance. This is a style thing for me. But for you, it's an intimidation thing. I love that. Okay. So now we've got our agendas in the past and present. Now we're going to do our attack. Just like before, you're going to pick a card, and you're going to pick a card. We're not going to... It's what's going to happen then is we pick a card. You're going to roll 2 dice. One for the past and one for the present. So you're going to assign one color dice to each. We've both got 2 colors of dice in front of us for the listeners at home. And the way it works, we're going to roll both dice. The first result, which for me will be the pink dice, is for the present day. For that, you want the high result. High roll wins there. For the second one, which is the flash of insight, you want the low result. So you have to decide. So again, you have to decide whether you want to be the winner in the present or the past, and that'll kind of impact what dice you choose. Because obviously the D4 is not going to roll as well as the D12, but you might still, but it's more likely to get the lower result and win that flash of insight. So choose one of your dice cards. What do I?
And we're going for insight?
We're rolling, the dice you choose is the dice you roll for both. So if you choose the D4, you probably won't win the duel, but you probably will win the flash of insight. We'll walk through the process. We'll go through the dice cards you got.
Got it.
I'm going to go with... Yeah, okay. I know what I'm going with. Well, let me ask you. Actually, the best way to do this, do you want to win the past or the present?
Present.
All right, you want to pick a high dice then. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I've picked the D4. I want to win this. I want the flash of insight.
All right, D12.
Great. Fabulous. Now, we roll both of our D12s. Which of your colored dice do you want to be the past, and which one do you want to be the present?
The light is the past.
Okay.
Do I have a 12?
Yeah, it's these 2.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Now we're going to roll both.
So the present is the dark and past is the light.
And mine is the present is the pink, and the white is the past. Pink. Present. Oh, wait, I rolled a D4. I rolled D12s. I was like, that seems real high. Okay. So in the present, so I've rolled 2 3s. You rolled a 10 and a 4. Now, I have the option, as I have the upper hand, of playing one of these stance cards, which can impact my dice. I'm not going to, but we have that option if you have the upper hand. So, in the present, I have rolled a 3. What did you roll in the present?
4.
Okay. You have the upper hand. But in the past, I rolled a 3. What did you roll?
10.
I get the flash of insight. You see how it works?
So I get upper hand for both of those for the
You get upper
past
hand
and
for this.
present?
You get upper hand in the present,
Yep.
but I get the flash of insight in the past.
Okay, so only one thing for each.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, the lower, it's whoever rolls lower. If you had rolled a 1 and I rolled that 3, you'd have gotten both.
Is flash of insight always the lower?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
always the lower. Upper
Got it.
hand is always the higher. That is why it matters to pick low dice
Gotcha.
sometimes. If you want to be the winner of the war, not necessarily the battle.
Gotcha.
So, now we'd inflict pain and suffering. The game includes a mechanic for inflict pain and suffering, and it steals my heart. You have the upper hand, which means my character gets hurt, which means my D4 goes away.
Yes.
I no longer can roll this D4. You laugh, but now I get to do something very fun. I'm going to take your character sheet for a moment, and I'm going to look at these 4 qualities that you think you are.
If you can read my handwriting.
I sure can. You think that you only fight for honor, but I'm going to cross that out and say, but really, you fight to prove, really, you fight for yourself. You fight selfishly.
It's all a shtick.
Yeah, you just want to prove that you're the toughest person in the room.
Got it. Need another pen?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
You fight selfishly. So really, now we narrate outcomes. And for this, it's reversed a little bit. So, you have the upper hand, so I'm going to describe getting hurt. So, I've got it, and I pick up a box and I throw it at you. And you stop it midair, right? And you point up, and there's a flash of like electricity and sparks. Is it just the electricity from the sparks, or was there something? Maybe. We'll see how it plays out. Sparks fly. I get zapped, right? And I'm like down. I'm like, there's a little bit of singeing on my X-Wing pilot's outfit, and I'm completely like, and it gives you time to force throw the steel beam off of yourself. So I'm trying to put out fires. You're at the ready. So now we flash to the past. Since I have the flash of insight, I'm going to ask you, how do I look cool, and how do you look selfish and aggressive?
You look cool because you're standing your ground with your coat
Right.
flapped open and you're not moving and budging. I look selfish because it's all about me controlling the room.
Okay,
I'm getting
yeah.
in your face.
So there's big scene, right? Like you come at me. Yeah, that's really cool. And I am unfazed. Maybe I just give you like, I definitely give you the Top Gun, the chomp, and I just walk off. And people are like, oh wow, he was really unfazed. Why did Zen get in his face like that? Was weird. Perfect. Fabulous. I'm loving it. Okay.
I don't like you much.
You don't like me. I don't really care about you. Now we begin the next round. The process starts over again. We go to our attack cards.
Did I keep the 12?
Yes, you keep your 12.
Okay.
You have the upper hand. Choose your next attack card. Now I've only got 3 left. You've got 4. You've got a real advantage for what you want to choose. Yeah, that's what I want.
Ready.
Okay, I'm ready. And I chose a D12.
12.
All right, we're all about the present. We are all about getting the upper hand right now.
So that's a keeper?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, you have the upper hand. You see the 4 stance cards in your hand, which are, I'll read them out. You can do a dirty trick, which allows you to add 3 to both dice, which makes it easier to win the upper hand. You can also do a mighty blow, which adds 2. Again, better to win the upper hand. You can choose a different dice by doing a superior maneuver. Or you can do a skillful attack, which adds 1 to one dice and subtracts 1 to the other. If you would like, you don't have to choose a stance, but you have the option.
And once I use a stance, is it gone?
It goes away. Yeah. These are one-shot abilities that you get by having the upper hand.
And superior maneuver, I can pick any dice?
You pick any dice that except your D6. Any dice that's currently in play.
Any of these that I haven't used yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do the dirty trick stats.
Okay.
+3.
+3 to both dice. I don't like that because I really wanted. All right. Now we roll. Get them good dice sounds. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is good. This is very good.
Good for you.
So in the present day, I rolled a 10.
2.
So 2 + 3 is 5. I still win the upper hand. I will take that. And in the past, I rolled a 1.
8.
+3 is 11. So I have won both the upper hand and the flash of insight. This is going to be fun. I'll take your D12. Go ahead and rip your D12 in half. It is gone. Your D12 are no longer in play. And I'll take that character sheet. Yep.
Stances down as well?
Yep.
Okay.
It's fun because there's a lot
Character
of ripping things, and I'm a big fan of that.
I like ripping. When I rip your soul from your body.
Oh, you know what? We never actually declared our actions and agendas. So let's do that now. In the present day, what I want to do and what I end up doing is the lights are out. So what I'm going to do is point to the ceiling and blow out all the lights so it's in pitch darkness. So that I can just run up and get you. So what do you want to do? Not necessarily because you didn't necessarily not do a thing. It's just that I did a thing that puts me in an advantage.
Just for this moment?
Yeah.
I want to knock you unconscious.
Okay.
Just so I can walk away from you and not have you bother me.
Okay. And in the past, we'll say it is a few days later, we are doing the lightsaber blasty droid thing that Luke does on the Millennium Falcon.
Little practice?
Yeah, we're doing that, and I am trying to... my agenda here is I am trying to, again, I'm trying to look cool, right? Link is all about style, so he's doing a lot of flourishes and unnecessary things. How does Zen approach these trials?
The training with the droid?
Yeah.
Very chill. He likes to hold one lightsaber in front and one behind his back and just walk in a circle.
Okay.
And block.
Yeah. Okay.
Easily.
Perfect. Because I needed to know that to know how I could. You say that you can spit the farthest, but I think it's different than that. I think along the same lines of the fight selfishly, I think it's a lot of overcompensation.
What are you trying to say?
Just that maybe you're not the Jedi Knight that you think you are a little bit. Yeah. So what happens in and I'm going to give you. I think I want the upper hand. I'm going to give you Flash of Insight for next round. So you'll set the flashback next round. So I think what happens in the past is you're doing this, and I think because I'm a little bit arrogant, I reflect one of the blaster bolts at you, and it like catches your shoulder, and suddenly like it's a competition, and you're trying really hard, but they're still blasting you. They're like it. You're getting really excited, and you're making mistakes because of that, and you start slipping up, right? Like, and then they're like, you really need to be calmer. You know, the Force is about calm, otherwise you're going to fall to the dark side, and you storm off. You just walk out. And then in the present day, like, the lights turn out, like I blast it, and you start, like, stressing it. And so you start losing your cool in the present day. Make sense? Sound
Sure.
good?
Got it.
All right. Next round. With the upper hand, I'm going to say what I want to do in the present is it's dark, right? So what I want to do is I want to grab you and, like, put you in, like, a sleeper hold. Like, I'm trying to, like, take you out, like, because I want to be quiet about it, right? Like, this is a stealth kill now, and I need to, but I know that you're really good with those lightsabers, so I'm going to try to, like, choke you out. What are you doing? It's dark. You're stressed. You can't see anything. You don't know where I am, but you know that you got to kill me. What's your next move?
Next move is to bring some light to the situation, so I have to pull out my sabers.
Okay.
Can I say more?
Yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so I pull out both sabers and see how much I can see.
Okay.
And then you can tell me what happens here. If I can't see enough, I will throw my saber across the room, hoping to hit you and light up so I can see you.
That's perfect. So what we'll say is you're trying to like we'll play it
Trying to
out.
locate
We'll
you.
play it out in the narration after. But what you're trying to do is like illuminate the room and figure out where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
That's perfect. When is the next time that we butted heads?
In the mess hall.
Mess hall. Very good. Oh, very, very good. I love it. Okay, so so we're in the mess hall. It's a few days later.
You ate the last of the mashed potatoes.
I ate the last of the mashed potatoes.
And they're my favorite.
They are your favorite. And I think, I got a crowd around me because I'm sort of the star student now. Like, I've been impressing people. And I think my agenda is I want to embarrass you now. Like, now I kind of want you to, I'm
rubbing it in.
I'm rubbing it in. I'm picking on you a little bit. I don't think either of us are really good Jedi Knights, if I'm being honest. So... Okay, so we've got our agendas and we've got our actions. Now we're gonna pick our cards. Remember, if you want to control the present, you want to high dice. If you want to control the past, you want to go low. For this, I'm gonna go. All right, I have my dice picked out.
Ready.
I'm going D6.
Eight.
I'm not terribly concerned with the present. If I'm not, all right. So we've got that. I have the upper hand, so I am going to.
So 8, you get the upper hand
Yeah.
on which?
I have the upper hand, so I'm going to play my dirty trick.
So the 8 higher doesn't.
No, so it's based on dice rolls at this point.
Oh, so what does the 8 do?
You roll the D8. You roll your 8-sided dice.
Okay.
So we're gonna roll those dice when we
Gotcha.
come to it. I'm gonna add 3 to both of my dice.
Okay, so this paper is just to pick what dice.
Yeah, just to pick what
Gotcha,
dice. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just a nice representation of what dice we've got left in front of us. Okay. So I'm adding 3 to both of these. Present, past, and I am ready to roll. Five. 8.
Wah, wah, wah. Present, I got a nat 1. Past, I got an 8.
Okay. So that means that I got a 5, so add 3 to 8, and a 2 to add 3 to 5, which means I've won both again.
Now you're just picking on me.
So true story, we did a test run of this a few days ago, like just to make sure I knew how the game works and to get all the timing cues right. And the exact same thing happened where I kept losing every single round, and I was just like, I'm gonna die and be a terrible person. What is happening? Okay, so pain and suffering, that 8 goes away.
Ripped away?
Ripped away. I like the ripping. It's a real visceral type
I should
mechanic.
do it in front of the mic, yeah.
It's a real visceral type thing. And I get to corrupt a character trait.
You're just ruining my character sheet.
I think, kind of going along with the last one, with the last few scenes. I'm gonna cross out protector of puppies and little kids, looking for an excuse to fight. So you claim to be a protector, but it's just because you want people to step up. You want people to step up, and it goes along with fight selfishly, right? Like you're not after protecting people. You're after just being the toughest person.
So I picked the cause just to make myself look good.
Yeah, exactly. And so now I'm gonna give you upper hand for next round. You're gonna set the present, and you're gonna get to choose one of your stances. And in the past, so in the present, because you have the upper hand, I'm gonna dictate what happens in the present. I think you do turn on your lightsabers. I think that you can see me right away because I've got those big orange eyes, right? And they're glowing, so like they light up the second the lightsaber turns on. And I'm like, crap, I'm busted. So obviously I've just got to bust out my lightsaber. And so the lights have kind of turned out, but now now it's a full-on lightsaber battle. Great. Okay, so what do you do to pick a fight with me a few weeks ago in the mess hall after I ate the mashed potatoes that you loved so dearly? You were looking forward for those mashed potatoes for weeks, and I just swept in. And I knew that you wanted those mashed potatoes. I knew, and I ate them anyway. What did you do?
I got extra helping of peas.
Right.
And make sure I sit behind you.
Oh.
And when you're not looking, I take my little spork and I flick them high in the air so they have a nice arc. So I have time enough to pick up my tray and walk away like I'm done.
Right.
And by the time they hit you, I'm already walking out.
So, yes. And I think what happens is you do that and you're walking away and you hear clapping and you think, yeah, I look so cool right now. But then you think, crap, I need to turn back and look. And you look, and I'm making the peas dance in the air with my fingers, and it's just you're steaming, right? Like you full on hate me now because everything that you try to do, I have found a way to one up. And then we go to the next round. Time-wise, we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
Cool. So.
Yeah. Real.
Oh, I was talking about timing-wise. I was not trying to brag. Maybe I was bragging a little bit. So yeah, next round. Present day. Lightsabers out. You've got 2. I've got 1. What's your plan? Pure dark, except for the lights of the lightsabers and the glowing Duros eyes.
Okay, I'd like to see me throw one lightsaber a little bit arced to the front of you, so you're worried about that. And at the same time, with my mind and a little skadoosh with my pinky, I pull a piece of debris to hit you in the head while you're watching the lightsaber.
That's super good. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get you to watch my lightsaber while I reach for the blaster at my side. So I am trying to get you just catch you focused on this so I can misdirect a little bit of magic. See, the real magic in Star Wars is stage magic.
Yes. It's all an illusion.
Are there stage magicians in Star Wars? I feel like there should be. If there's not, LucasArts, listen to me right now. Stage magicians. Disney. Stage magicians. Close-up magic in Star Wars. What's it like? Make it happen.
It could happen.
So in the past, it's a fight now. Like the first time that we fought, right? I think the scene is full-on schoolyard fight, right? Crowd is gathered around us because you shoved me in the middle of a drill, and now the crowd is gathered around me, and they're chanting, and it's just our fists right now. But I am trying to, like, just hold you down so you calm down. Like, I'm trying to, like, not punch you in the face and not get to a point where I want to punch you in the face.
Because you might get kicked out.
Yeah, right.
Because everybody's watching.
Well, and because, like, it's not going to look cool if I punch you in the face. Like, if I lose my cool, like, I'm going to look lame. So what's your goal here?
Why, you're trying to pin me down? You're trying to take me down?
Yeah, well, we're in a fight, and I'm trying to, like, settle it without full-on fighting. Are you trying to fight? Are you trying to hurt me? Are you just trying to embarrass me? Like, what are you after here?
Yeah, so am I on the ground now?
No. We're just kind of, like,
but that's your mental goal?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, my goal is to make you look stupid.
Okay. Great, that's perfect, because I think if you goad me into throwing a punch, like, I'm going to look like an idiot. Okay, so we're going to pick our dice. I've got my dice picked out.
Got it.
Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. I'm throwing a D12.
4.
Okay, great. This is good. You've got the upper hand. So
every time you say it's good, I lose a skill.
It should be good in theory.
I don't know about this.
So why don't you, if you would like to use a stance, you can. Really, do you want the flash of insight? Because if so, a stance probably isn't going to help you here.
I don't have to, right? I can save
you don't
them?
have to.
Yeah, I'll save it.
Okay. Now we're going to roll our dice. You're going to roll both of your
I'm
D4s.
rolling
4. One for the past, one for the present. Present, I got a 7. Past, I got a 10. Okay.
4 for the present, and 3 for the past.
Great. So I'm going to take the upper hand, as I rolled high on my 7. You rolled low, so you get the flash of insight. Now we deal pain and suffering. Tear up that 4. Was that good? A good ripping sound.
It felt good.
I love it. But because you won the flash of insight, you get to corrupt one of my qualities.
Woo!
You get to show me that I'm not the person that I think I am.
Never step down.
Doing good.
Never step down is you really pee your pants. So you have to keep moving, trying to air dry.
All right. Yeah, that works. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. So I have the upper hand. So describe how you get hurt. Describe what happens when you try to throw the lightsaber at me. You can decide if it succeeds or not, or when you try to hit me with some debris, but I'm also going to shoot you in the knee.
All right, so this is present.
Yeah. Describe what happens in the present.
Yeah, so I throw my lightsaber, and of course it's going to come back to me. But your eyes go to that, and then I'd like to see the piece of debris fly and smack you in the back of the head so that you start to see stars.
Right, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I catch you in the knee, and you go down, and I think I've got the advantage, but then, wham! Box in the back of the head, and I'm, like, on a knee, like, crap, criff, didn't work. Okay.
And a wet spot appears.
Wet spot appears.
On your pants.
So, back a couple weeks ago, we're in a fight. I'm trying to end it non-violently. Not at first, I think it's because, like, I just don't want to fight you. I don't want to make you look stupid. But really, it's because I'm terrified, and I'm trying not to, like, I'm trying not to fight you because I'm not sure I can win. And I think, since you've got the flash of insight, I think what happens is, like, I look stupid as hell, right? Like, I look like a coward. I'm trying to, like, dodge it, and by the end of it, you're running at me, and I just run. I push my way through the crowd, and I just book it, and I look like an idiot. And the talk around the Star Destroyer for the next few days is, why did Link run? Why didn't he just fight? Why didn't he fight? And suddenly, like, my whole reputation, my whole image of being cool is done. It's over. Next round. Cool. Next round. Present day. Upper hand. I'm on one knee, but you're on the ground. I'm going to try and... You've only got one saber left. Cutting off your hand. I'm cutting off your hand. Your hand is going. It's Star Wars. Somebody's got to lose a hand by the end of the fight, right? That's got to happen. Yep. I'm cutting you off your hand. What are you doing?
As you're trying to cut off my hand?
Yeah. What's your goal? You've got me on one knee. Your knee is on fire, but I'm like dazed. I'm seeing stars. You've got a chance to like take advantage and like take the lead.
Okay. I'm on my knee as well.
Yep.
Because I got shot. I threw my one lightsaber. Does my lightsaber come back to me eventually?
Yeah.
Or did I lose it?
You can. That can be your action, is trying to call it back so that you've got both lightsabers and can take me down that way.
Yeah. So I'm calling it back as your eyes are growing larger than they already are.
Cool.
And I'm calling it back behind you, so hopefully it will slice off your ear.
Okay.
I don't want to kill you with it.
Fantastic. In the past, where are we? Set the scene.
In the past, so we're done with that other scene with the lunchroom?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going back and we're done with the fight. I've run off. It's a few days later.
We're in the hallway, and I'm speaking to a nice. Oh gosh, what are the ones with the big heads hanging down?
Oh,
They're dancers.
Shock.
What are they
There's
usually
the
called?
Twi'lek. Yeah.
Twi'lek. I'm talking to a nice blue Twi'lek. Just trying to talk about puppies, and then you come down the hall.
Okay. Yeah. And so my agenda here is I'm trying to avoid you because I'm terrified of you because you're the crazy guy that's trying to hit me. That's my agenda here.
Okay.
Your agenda here is, I assume, to look cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Pick your dice.
Got it.
All right. I've got mine.
Got mine.
D12.
10.
Okay. I've got the upper hand. I'm doing a mighty blow. I'm adding 2 to my results. So now we're going to roll.
And I don't pick anything, right?
No.
Okay. Oh, jeez. Whose dice are these?
Those are all my dice, and I've never been good at picking dice because they're except right now because I think I won both again. Nope. Yes, I think I won both again.
7 present, 5 past.
12 present, 14 present, 6 past. You keep the flash of insight.
Cool.
Mighty blows make it tough to win in the past. Now, you lose your 10-sided dice, which means we are about to move into endgame.
So I rip my 10.
Yeah. You get to corrupt my character. You can destroy any of those qualities you like.
Fix anything that beeps. You actually go to YouTube to find directions.
So I'm a liar. Good. All right. This is great. So. Okay. So. As you have the flash of insight, what ends up happening is you're talking to this lovely Twi'lek student, and she is trying to figure out why her lightsaber is doing sort of the crackly Kylo Ren thing. It's not coming out clean. And I walk up and I'm like, I can fix that. And I'm looking at it, and I start to panic. I'm starting to breathe a lot, and I'm just like, I gotta take this back to my bunk, and I book it out of there. Because you're there, and she's there, and everybody's giving me dirty looks, and I'm book it out of there because I gotta look it up on Space YouTube. I gotta look it up on StarTube.
StarTube.
Nice. What's happening. And she's just like, did he steal my lightsaber? What a piece of crap. And I look like a fool. I'm in there, sitting there, just steaming. In the present day, you're calling for your lightsaber. I'm coming at you. Describe everything that happens. I'm trying to cut your hand off. You're trying to call your lightsaber. The only thing is that you have to lose your hand here.
Oh, I have to lose my hand?
Because it's Star Wars and you have to lose your hand.
Oh, so that's happening.
That's happening because I have the upper hand, yeah.
Okay.
You can also get your second lightsaber, though. But know that this is when we come to the bitter end.
All right. So I have to have my hand out because I'm ready to catch the lightsaber?
Yep.
So my hand is out waiting to catch it. You don't see it. So the lightsaber comes behind you, speedily, whispering through the air. And I wanted to slice your ear off on the way back to my hand. Am I allowed to do that?
I don't think Duros have
you.
ears, but you can definitely, you can catch me in the shoulder.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Can I take this? Because
As long as I win.
We both win here.
Okay.
Because I come down and I slice your hand off. Your hand's off. And like as I'm coming around, the lightsaber comes and my hand goes off. And everyone has lost a hand.
Epic.
It is maximum Star Wars.
I love it.
But you're out of cards now, which means we go to the bitter end. The fight is over. Player with the upper hand narrates the conclusion of the duel. Your hand is down, right? I know what happens. I know exactly what happens. This is the easiest thing in the world. The lightsaber doesn't stop. You're in too much pain to like stop the lightsaber from coming, so you die by your own lightsaber because I was too cowardly to do the finishing blow. I'm standing there shaking, right? I'm looking at my severed hand, and I'm just shaking, and I can't do it. I can't do the finishing blow. But it just flies right, and I see that, and I I just run. I book it out of there. I'm long gone. I don't even know if I'm running to the escape pods. I'm just running. Who knows if I make it? Now, narrate to me, as you have the flash of insight, the final thing that we see in the game. Just perfectly timed. The final thing we see in the game, which is the moment before this fight. When the Star Destroyer gets damaged, when we finally come to blows, tell me what happens. Set up our fight that is played out.
All right. So we're both in the corridor, walking from opposite directions toward each other. And a little Shih Tzu comes walking out of the mess hall. It kind of bumps into your leg. You kick it. Yay! It goes flying back into the mess hall. And then my anger is fueled.
Perfect. And as that's happening, alarms start firing because First Order ships start blasting our reclaimed Star Destroyer. And it's like, we have to escape, right? Like, we have to get out. But we're just looking at each other. Our eyes ocked, and the last thing that we see is we both reach for our weapons. And that's game.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes.
That was so much fun!
Excellent.
That was so much fun. That was so good.
I didn't like dying much, but it was a good game.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. This was so much fun.
Thanks, Jeff.
Real quick, before we wrap up, where can people find your work online?
Online. So you can find everything we do at steelempire.com. That's STEELE. And for those of you that are here, we have cards laying out. We're doing the sound here today for the Philly Pod Festival. And our show, A Quest for Magic and Steel, our D&D improv comedy show, is at magicandsteel.com.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. This was a blast. Thank you, everyone, for coming, because this show was amazing.
Yes.
Thank you so much to the Philadelphia Podcast Festival for having us, because I love this festival every single year. Thank you to our wonderful sponsors, Bridgeset Sound, Steel Empire, Tattooed Moms, Fireball Printing, Pyroglyphic Studio, Amalgam Comics and Coffee House, which we are at right now, and it is one of the coolest places in the city. New Media Touring, The Trocadero, Philly Banner Express, Tea House Inc., ClickSafe Photography and Design. Thank you so much to all the sponsors for making this possible. Thank you so much to everybody who came out. If you want to follow this show, you can check us out at partyofonepodcast.libsyn.com. You can follow us on Twitter at partyofonepod. Like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/partyofonepodcast. The show is produced by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. All music for the show, which I'll add in post, comes from the song Infinite Lives by Megaran featuring the D&D Sluggers. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates coming onto the show, or you want to talk to me about Star Wars and tell me all of the little Star Wars details we got wrong, you can email me at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. And I think that's it for me. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been amazing. Until next time, party on.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yes. Thank you, Jeff.
Oh, thank you. My friend.
Good time.